Hello Aquarius, Elsie here with a little peek into the month of June of 2025. Let's take a look at the monthlies here and find out what's going on for you Aquarius. Thanks so much for stopping in here. I have all of these oracles. We're going to take a look at love, career and finances this month, and for the month ahead, and find out what is coming up for you in June. So welcome here. If you've never been here before, I do this reading once a month for all of the signs. I'm going to start out with the air signs this month because we are in Gemini season. So if you would like to stay, there is a subscription button down in the bottom right hand corner. If you're up for all these shenanigans, thanks so much for stopping in here. If you're my Aquarius that keeps coming back, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate you. Let's find out what's going on in terms of love for you Aquarius in June of 2025. Let's take a peek at love. We've got humility. What's this? It says humility, you have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. Oh, very interesting. So I feel like you have decided to stop judging people for their ideas, the way they feel. It feels like as it pertains to love, you're getting a little bit of humility. You're realizing that that you are developing this loving awareness, that you're in this realization that people aren't much different from you. We're all just trying to live our lives, make the best decisions for ourselves. And therefore, I feel like you're not judging anybody for the decisions that they make. And sometimes we end up judging other people because they don't have the same ideas. They don't want to be with us, or they don't want to date us. Or I feel like you're coming to this place where you're just going to allow people to be who they are. And I think that's lovely. And it's going to take some of the stress off, some of the overthinking. Let's find out what's going on in your career for June of 2025. Tell me about career for Aquarius, please. We've got travel. So possibly for some of you, it feels like your career might take you different places. Maybe you're somebody who can run your business from anywhere in the world. The work that I do, it doesn't matter where I am. I just take my decks and my light, my ring light and everything with me, and I can work from wherever. So I feel like your whatever you do for a living either causes you to travel or allows you to travel. Like maybe some of you would much rather be doing your business off the beaches of Cabo rather than sitting in an office in whatever country or city you're in. So I feel like it has something to do with travel. We have friends and colleagues at the bottom of the deck that might have something to do with it. Now, those are all future energies. Let's talk about your finances for the month of June. Travel is about feeling free as well. So it could be that you feel free, that you feel, it feels like there's doors that are about to open for you should you decide to travel with your business. If it is a business you have, possibly, it doesn't have to be that you work for someone else. Tell me about your finances in the month of June. We've got staying focused. So I feel like you're supposed to hold the course. Whatever you're doing right now, is the right thing to do. It feels like something is working out for you, so you're supposed to hold the course. But it doesn't stop you from looking into the future. See somebody here with a sort of a telescope here. Periscope, telescope, yeah. Yeah, I think periscope's for a submarine. But it looks like somebody's looking into the future, it says here. So I feel like you are staying focused. I feel like this person is kind of adorned. They're in beautiful clothing. So I feel like whatever it is that you're doing right now for your finances is working for you. So I feel like you're not supposed to really, if it's not broke, don't fix it, is what it feels like here. So in the future energy here, we have gratitude for love. It says you fully appreciate invaluable lessons that that life lovingly presents to you. And so, sometimes when we don't realize that we're in this life to receive lessons as well as give them. And so I feel like this gratitude tells me that you come to a place where you're grateful for the things that didn't work out for you in love because those things gave you lessons. So for instance, somebody who maybe you really loved or wanted to be with didn't want you, that probably threw you into a place of self-care or into this place of unconditional love. And it feels like you have gratitude for those lessons that have come to you, even though there may be things that I feel that you didn't get, even though you wanted them. We've got friends and colleagues, and it has to do with your workplace or your career. Friends and colleagues, you could be traveling with friends and colleagues possibly, but it does feel like wherever you go, I feel like wherever you go, you're a person who finds friends and colleagues. Like you make friends and maybe you are traveling for work, and so maybe you make friends out of those colleagues. You might be a person who has friends sort of all over the world, or you work at a distance from some of them. So maybe where you work is across the world from where they work, even though you work for the same company, and then you travel to see them. It feels like that sort of energy. We've got solitude in silence, peace prevails. So I'm going to say, it says here to hold the course here, staying focused. So I think you're supposed to keep doing what you continue to do, but also that you're supposed to keep things quiet and make sure that you are spending time in solitude, thinking about what the next step is. Let's talk about love. Let's look at some tarot. Tell me about love and career and finances, please, for Aquarius. All right, I feel like there is something new coming in love for you here. It feels like you're about to possibly change your mind, take a leap of faith. It feels kind of exciting, but it also feels a little bit nerve-wracking with the Nine of Swords next to it here. It feels like that you've decided to take some sort of a leap of faith. I feel like the leap of faith that you're taking is something that you're very educated about, because the Fool in the Upright is taking an educated leap of faith. I feel like that this currently is really nothing, but it has the potential to be everything. And the fact that you've developed this sort of loving awareness that you and everyone else, you're kind of the same. It's like you now feel like you're on even playing ground with everybody. You're not judging people. You don't feel judged by people. It feels like there is some sort of a new leap of faith. So a new love situation that you might be leaping into in the month of June here. For travel, I feel like for some of you, possibly you might have to travel for work, and maybe you don't want to. Maybe traveling for work makes you nervous. Maybe you're a person who doesn't like to fly, doesn't like to travel for work. But it feels like there is some sort of worry about your career, and we'll talk about that a little bit. We do have the Six of Swords here. I feel like there's that you're a person who has learned a lot about finances over time. And it feels like you have decided to no longer be stuck in this mindset of chaos. It feels like when you decide to let go or release or move forward, I feel like this is sort of giving me the energy of you holding the course. This person is moving away from this anxiety sort of driven energy. And so it feels like you have decided that it's time to disconnect or move away from or move forward to the future. And as long as you hold the course and you keep staying focused on the future, I feel like your finances are going to work out just fine for you here. Tell me about this love. Looks like there might be some sort of new love or a leap of faith that you want to take in the month of June here is in terms of a connection. We do have the Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like that possibly you've already thrown your seeds of intention, or maybe in June you will be throwing your seeds of intention. It feels like it's something that's going to require a lot of hard work though, and a lot of financial things possibly. It feels like you are looking at planting a pentacle with somebody here. I'm just going to be honest though, it does feel like with the Six Pentacles in the tree that you may not get back what you put in, but maybe that's the kind of person you are. Maybe you'd rather give more than you get. But it feels like with the Seven Pentacles, when we throw seeds of intention, then the hard work starts at that point. You know, when the farmer has the seeds in hand, that's not where the hard part is. The hard part is throwing those seeds of intention, and then all of a sudden we have to start doing the crop work. It takes a lot of work, a lot of attention. I feel like for some of you, you could be in some sort of a relationship right now where you're putting in a lot of work and not getting a lot out of it. And it feels like it's one-sided. So maybe that's why you're taking a leap of faith into something new. But it does feel like you've been waiting to do that. It feels like you've been sort of reassessing, what do I do from here? What can I do to make this, this leap of faith the most seamless or easiest thing here? Feels like you are probably taking a leap of faith with somebody who is quite has a lot of humility, someone who is maybe you are someone with a lot of humility, and you've maybe are thinking about taking a leap of faith with someone who has a lot of humility. It does feel like for those of you who are maybe backing away from a relationship, or maybe you're looking at a relationship that that you're possibly looking at letting go in the month of June, it does feel like that thing is becoming financially heavy for you. Pardon me. It feels like it's becoming financially heavy for you, or it feels like all the work you're putting in is becoming really heavy. It feels like a lot of that you're carrying a lot, that this person expects you to carry the relationship. You might be putting in more than you're getting out of it. Tell me more. We do have the 10 of Cups. So I wonder, is the Fool connected to the 10 of Cups? Because it feels like maybe this is an energy of, I want to get into something that is even playing ground. I don't want to have to give more than the other person is giving. I don't want to also feel really overwhelmed or burdened financially. It feels like what you're looking for is 10 of Cups. So you're looking for something that is long-term happiness. Tell me about the Fool. 8 of Swords. It does feel like for somebody here that you are letting go of something, but you're backing away from it slowly. It feels like you're giving someone who you may have been pursuing, or someone who's pursuing you, less and less of your energy. So it feels like with, we go from the 8 of Swords, which is being caught in the mind. It feels like a prison of the mind, which is the King of Wands. It's like, I was pursuing this, but the Page of Pentacles is like the pullback a little bit. I'm only giving them a little bit of my attention. So it does feel like for some of you, you might be letting one thing go in favor of another, taking a leap of faith into something else that seems a little more on your level, or somebody who has the right kind of humility, someone who is going to give a little bit more than they get, is what it feels like here. Let's talk about career, because it feels like there is something that is worrying you here about career. Tell me about this travel here that has to do with career. Maybe you are traveling to somewhere and you are going to be running your business from there. Maybe it seems a little worrisome. Do you have the right people in place to do that for you? We've got the 5 of Cups in the reverse. You don't want to have any regrets, and that's why you're going to be traveling for work. It really does feel like somebody here who has a business, who has decided, I just want to have the freedom to be able to travel. And I think that the reason that you're doing it this way is because you don't want to have regrets about not doing everything that you wanted to do in this life. It does feel like if you are somebody who is in a job with a company, it feels like you're tasked with this decision of whether or not to travel with your work. It feels like they want to pay you a lot of money to do it. If you work for a company I'm talking about, they want to pay you a lot of money. They want to sign you into like a 10-year contract. It feels like it's a lot of money. It feels like you don't want to have regret, but it also feels like worrisome that you're going to have to be away. You're going to have to sort of sign your life away to the company that you work for, that you might be someone who's going to have to travel for a 10-year contract. Like, it feels like it is legacy. It's going to make a lot of money. You're going to be very well off and have way more than you need. But it feels like somebody here is worried that the only reason that I'm going or going to do it is because I don't want to have regrets that I didn't do it. We do have the 5 of Swords. It feels like you are sort of fighting yourself about it. I want to say it feels like it's very cerebral for you. It feels like there is something. If this is a contract because you work with a company, it feels like maybe you don't agree with everything that's in the contract. So it feels like it's worrisome that you'll have to agree to things that you don't want to agree to. And also you'll have to be traveling, be away from your family if you have a family, or that you'll just have to be continually traveling. And maybe that means not being in one spot for a long time. I feel like you want to do it because you don't want to have regrets. I feel like there's a really big decision here that you have to make that is going to change everything, and it's really weighing heavy on you here. You're feeling like the wounded warrior. The thing is that I feel the worry is if you don't take it, you'll feel regretful. If you don't move, if you don't run your business from another country, if this is you being in business and not working for another company, if you don't make the move and run that business from another country, you may regret it, and you don't want to have regret. You know that you have the finances, you know that you have the money to do it, but it feels like you're also arguing with yourself at this time. Is this the right thing for me to do? Should I go there? It's like you're having doubts about making this really big decision. Tell me about finances here, because it feels like your finances are fine. Look, we got the 10 of Pentacles here. So whether you're working for someone else or you have your own business, I feel like your finances are going to be fine, but you're still having intrusive thoughts and fighting yourself, worrying. I want to go, because if I don't go, I'm going to woulda, shoulda, coulda myself. But if I do go, I'm going to have to be traveling for maybe 10 years or more. Like, it feels like that sort of energy here. Contractual, maybe. Tell me about this Six of Swords, because I feel like money is not your problem. I feel like your finances are not the issue here. We do have the Knight of Swords, yeah. We have the 10 of Swords, and we have the 2 of Wands. So I feel like this Knight of Swords is like, you're aggressively making money. Stay focused, stay on track. I feel like there isn't really anything that you can do wrong here. It feels like your finances are going to be fine. It feels like that you have some fresh new ideas that you're going to put into place. It feels like you're a really good negotiator. You're someone who negotiates really well. I feel as though that there is some sort of action that you want to take, or a decision that you have to make regarding your finances. The 2 of Wands is here, and it feels like, you know, it feels like the world is your oyster, I want to say right now. The world is your oyster. You're at this place where you maybe own a lot of land, or you own something. It feels like you are trying to make some sort of decision, to take action to end something, possibly. I don't know if this is the right time to end it. I don't know if this is the right time to release it. I feel like you feel like you need to negotiate something financially before it comes to a place where you get stabbed in the back or betrayed by somebody who is trying to make you make decisions aggressively, like quickly. I feel like with the Knight of Swords here. I want to say that I really do feel like the first intuition hit that I got for you is stay the course. Do what you're doing. I feel like you shouldn't make any quick moves. Don't release anything. Like, if you're planning on selling off stocks, or it feels like it could hurt you financially with this 10 of Swords here. And it feels like don't make any quick moves. I want to say, don't make any quick moves. It feels like if you make quick moves, take action without thinking about it, without planning. The 2 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands is also about planning. It's about planning to see what's out there, to go into the future, to have an adventure. It feels like that, but just be careful, because I feel like with the 10 of Swords here, it feels like you could be sucked into buying property somewhere, or something like that. It feels like you should be worried about something like that. Stay the course, do what you've been doing, and don't make any quick moves, is what I want to say. We're going to put down 3 cards as some advice here. Tell me what the advice is for Aquarius. We've got the 6 of Pentacles. We have the 3 of Cups. And we have the 7 of Wands. Aquarius, I feel like your advice here is to have fun, celebrate, be celebratory, but I'm going to say be careful who you give your time and your energy to, because I feel like there are people in your midst who are trying to take more from you than they are giving. Now, this person is quite wealthy. Maybe you are. Maybe you are a person who's quite wealthy, quite giving. The world's in your hands, right? Your finances are good. Like, maybe you're somebody who's really well off. And so you feel like, because you are the humanitarian, that's who Aquarius is ultimately. I feel like you feel that you should give because you've been given much. But I want to say that it feels like there are people here who are going to take it and run. People here who are, how can I say? It feels like you're in danger of somebody taking advantage of you financially because you are the humanitarian who gives. Now, I know you're not stupid. That's the thing. You are highly intelligent, and I feel like you will make good decisions, but I also feel that there is somebody here. You know, we go back to here. There's somebody here that you've been pursuing, that you've been pulling your energy back from. And it might be because this person here is somebody who is not giving you what you're giving them, or they expect you to support them financially. I feel like with this 3 of Cups that there is some sort of reunion that's happening in June, that you'll be seeing someone again. Maybe you're traveling to see someone again. It feels like that it's time for you to sort of stand up about the 6 of Pentacles. It almost feels like somebody, and I'm not saying that they don't have feelings for you, but I don't feel like this person is somebody who is on the same level as you. This humility is what's getting me here, right? It says here, you have developed the loving awareness, so you have an awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. So I feel like you and somebody else are on very different paths, and it feels like this person expects you to pick up all the financial things. They might be using you for financial things. So be careful with that. I feel like you're having a reunion with someone in June, but it also feels like you should be a little bit guarded. Stand up for yourself. I'm going to say, don't listen to everything you hear. Make sure that you're guarding yourself just a little bit, because you are somebody who is quite wealthy and very giving. And that could mean that somebody might take advantage of you here. Yeah, see, look, that's what's on the bottom of the deck. So we've got the Seven of Swords and the the Ace of Pentacles. It feels like you could be being lied to or being deceived in order for someone else to get financial gain, in order for you to make to invest in someone else or a piece of land or into them or into their family or whatever it is. It feels like you could have somebody who's sort of lying to you about how they feel in order to just get you to buy them things, set them up financially, because you are the humanitarian. It could all be in the name of love. We do have the Star. And so I feel like you've been hoping for love here. Don't let someone take advantage of you financially because they are in love with you or you are in love with them. All right. I'm just going to leave that right here. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I do appreciate you. Happy June to you, Aquarius. I hope you're well. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back. I'll be back during the week. Love you guys. Bye.